That's so great.
Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these three words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight? I am so excited to be here. I am Nick Hughes. I am the CEO and founder of Founders Live. And here we are tonight. Maybe it's midnight where you're at, which we're going to hear from some people later. Maybe it's morning where you are, but wherever you are, thank you so much for being here. Look, we got people from Chicago. We got people from my home, where I was born, Boise, Idaho. How cool is that? So good. People from California. Share where you are joining us from. Where are you watching from? Come on, share it with us. So excited to be here. So excited to be here. We are absolutely celebrating some amazing opportunities today, some amazing changes in our nation today, some amazing people. So I am here to represent Founders Live for emerging Black founders and celebrating entrepreneurial equality and diversity in what we do. I'm so excited. We have such a great show tonight for you. And I'm going to walk through that real quick. And honestly, we have such a packed session and show tonight that we're going to move fast. All right. So we're just buckle up and get ready. You know, this is Founders Live. Some of you may not be so familiar with Founders Live. We are empowering the pulse of entrepreneurship around the world, and so really excited about it. And, you know, this is a unique opportunity for us. We typically, which I'll walk through in a second, we have events and pitch competitions that orient all around the world. We're in a number of cities globally, and they're usually rooted in a location. And tonight, this is not necessarily a location, more of a celebration of diversity and equality in entrepreneurship. So excited to be here. And I just want to take a moment and really welcome Juneteenth as a national holiday for the United States. specifically, and let's just celebrate that. Clap, please. Share your excitement and your celebration for that specific moment in time. This is a historic day, and this is a historic year. So please share your love for that. Secondly, share your love for us, this experience right here. Like this video. It's right down there. Please just share this out to your network, and share this link out. Take that URL up there, post it on social media, tell them you're watching an awesome, inspiring show, and really a celebration of entrepreneurship. And we just want to get more people in here. We want them to celebrate that. So exciting. Another thing that I want to make sure that you're aware of is that, we are opening a networking space, and it's posted in chat right there. That's the link. Just copy paste that. And that is our networking link for our you can open up right now. You can go in there and sign in. And again, just copy paste that. It's not an active link. So you're going to copy that, paste it, and it's on Kumo Space. And Kumo Space is a really interesting, cool area where it's audio spatial, and you can get in there, and the closer you are to someone, the louder it is, the farther away. We can actually create some groups in there and chat. So open it up now. We're going to go in there as a group after this event, but by no means do you go ahead and go at least hang out there. So take an opportunity to open that up and just have it hang in there as well. But I just want to let you know about what to expect. So we're going to go through a panel discussion. We're going to hear from community partners. We're going to have a pitch competition. We have 5 great founders that are going to go through a pitch. And then we have, again, the networking and the happy hour afterwards. So during the panel discussion, we have 4 individuals. We have Monica, Ahmad, Simi, and Dan, who's going to join us. That's going to happen very quickly. And we're going to talk. And we're going to talk about the challenges and opportunities for Black entrepreneurs. This is a very exciting topic. It's a very important topic. So really excited to hit that. Secondly, we're going to go through some community partners. So we're excited for BCPA. Monica is going to share with us what the initiatives are with BCPA. We have the Ally League. Really excited to hear about their black boxes. We'll talk about that. Zebra Public Relations, as well as Story Fruition and Melanin Stories Matter. So these are incredible community partners that they're serving our community and the ecosystem in very unique ways. I'm really excited to hear about them. Then it's to our pitch competition. We have 5 presenters. DigiPatient, Talizi Africa, Convic, Clean, and then C-Focus Software. So excited to hear from them. And then you, as the audience, get a chance to decide who you thought was the favorite of the show, and we have some prizes and awards for them. Again, then we have the networking on Kumo Space. To finish out the night, feel free to grab a beverage and hang out and chat. We would like you to join us and continue, meet the presenters, and all that good stuff. So real quickly, just a little information on Founders Live. We are a global startup marketplace that is connecting people with knowledge, resources, and global exposure. We're so excited. So started in 2014 in Seattle, and really has quickly expanded around the world. We're in roughly about 70 cities. When I say about, it fluctuates, but more importantly, we keep adding cities in 25, 26 countries now. We reach more than 50,000 people and hundreds of events throughout the year. It's just amazing stuff. If you want to start Founders Live in your city or country, please reach out to us. That's the link. Or even just reach out to me, somehow get in touch with us. But we would love to see Founders Live expand through your city and your country. Before we get going, this is the last thing I want to share, and these are important about Founders Live, our 4 core values. The first one is really what we're talking about today: respectful authenticity, in the fact that we include everyone. So we ask you to be your authentic self and also respect others in their authentic self. And really what this means is around everyone deserving entrepreneurial equality. And that's what we're talking about today here. Secondly, gather around the campfire. We're all storytellers. You're going to hear today about the stories that people are seeing about the future of what they're building. And so we encourage you as an entrepreneur to find your campfire and entertain. Thirdly, open the door. Very important one for me. Do great things for people without expecting a return. Trust me, it comes back to you. And that's what we build through this global community and global ecosystem, is really opening doors. And lastly, no name tags. You'll obviously know you're not wearing a name tag today, but even in the in-person events that will definitely come back, we really just ask about, having more fun and minimizing the awkwardness. So, those core values are very important to Founders Live. If you go to founderslive.com, please join. There's many ways to join. We're really, really excited about announcing, this is coming out right now. We're starting Ideal Founder Training. These are weekly, essentially workouts. So just as you're elite athletes or people that frequently exercise to stay healthy, you as an ideal founder have the opportunity to now do weekly trainings on various aspects of entrepreneurship that we're going to bring to you. It's a premium service for sure, but we're excited and we want you to check it out and jump in there. And as we get going here, again, we want to thank our sponsors and partners. Microsoft, thank you so much for being a part of this. They're offering a bit of the winners package, which we'll cover later. And then Black Channel Partner Alliance, thank you so much. Monica's here to represent them, but thank your entire team for making this happen. And we're so excited. So again, like this video, please share this out, get this going. Let's continue to build this room much more packed than even it is right now. So with that, it is showtime. I'm so excited to bring up our panel guests. So I'm adding them in right now. Let's bring on, we have our panelists. We've got Simi, say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you. Ahmad, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah, man. And Dan, how you doing?
I'm great. Hi, everybody. So excited to be here.
And then we got Monica. And unmute real quick. I see that you're muted, so make sure you're unmuted there.
Very important. Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. I'm super excited to have everybody here.
Great. So we are going to have a panel discussion around the challenges and opportunities. Monica is our moderator. And so, Monica, I would like to hand it off to you. I'm going to pull off the screen. I'm going to allow you all to have a discussion. And hey, we're here to really celebrate and also discuss some positive and challenging and negative topics. So feel free to go forth, and we'll go for about 25 minutes. So I'll pop on a little later. All right?
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Nick.
Yeah.
Welcome. Super glad to have everyone join us. I think I want to start with having each of you introduce yourselves and your group that you work with, so we can get an idea of who's on the panel joining us tonight. Simi, we can start with you.
Okay, I'll go first. Hi, everyone. I'm Simi, and I'm the CEO and founder of Daniela Corporation. We're based out in Alberta, Canada. And what we are, mostly our clients are mining companies. And what we do is that we provide software solutions to sort of create transparency in the supply chain. We focus on solving problems of issues on fraud, unethical practices that happen during procurement of goods and services, and, just sort of creating assessments and training advisory services as well. So that's in a high level what we currently do at Daniela Corp, and I'm happy and it's a pleasure being here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Ahmad?
Hi, Monica. My name is Ahmad Corner. I run a small marketing agency with most recently a heavy focus on my anti-discrimination campaign called Project Cuts. I also work pretty heavily in the entrepreneurship space, mostly in Seattle, as an advisor and mentor right now.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us, Ahmad. And Dan, last but not least.
Yeah, thanks. So I am an entrepreneur. I've been in the entrepreneurial ecosystem for 25 plus years. I've been part of the creation process for counting now 4 funded startups. And I'm currently working on the most recent one, which is a fintech company focused on financial wellness for Gen Z. And that's kind of my day job at this point. But my other passion is I have a podcast called Founders Unfound, where we showcase and help tell the stories of amazing tech founders from underrepresented backgrounds. And we've been focused so far on founders of African descent. So super excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us. For those who do not know, my name is Monica Wheat, and I'm here representing the BCPA, which is the Black Channel Partner Alliance. I have about a 20-year career in both professional and venture development. I work with a myriad of funds, accelerators, and different community nonprofit orgs helping to develop emerging ecosystems. So my space is venture development, and I'm super excited to be here. And another shout out really again for us getting the news right before this started of Juneteenth being declared a national holiday. That's what we did this in celebration of. So let's get started with our panel. I want to get a little bit from you all. As you all know, the business world is hard, and they say 75% of startups fail. And I want to talk a little bit about what you think those challenges are unique from the perspective of a Black founder. And I'm going to start in the upper left with Sydney. If you can just tell me what challenges you think are unique being a Black founder and starting your company and keeping it sustainable and growing.
Thank you for that great question. So first of all, Black women, the statistics that in the United States get 0.06% of venture funding. Mm-hmm. So starting a business, when I launched my business in 2017 here in Canada, I already thought about it and said, you know what, if I'm not going to get the investors' money, I'm going to get the revenue. And so it was more of me setting goals of to-do list, being part of competitions, and, just making sure that no matter what the negative news is, I'm going to focus on the positive. And I think that's really key, being a Black woman tech founder.
No, I definitely agree. And it's a proven fact that less than 2% of funding, venture funding goes to founders of color. And as you mentioned, less than 1% of venture funding goes to female founders of color. So it is definitively something that you have to think about when you're starting a business and when you're figuring out like how far you want to take it and what your goals are and things like that. Ahmad, can you add anything to that?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a relatively tough question for me because I think my experience is my experience, and that's kind of what I know, and that
100%
my normal. Until you, I guess, find yourself a little more deeply entrenched into the entrepreneur real world or the startup game, wherever you may be, and you see things like funding, and you start understanding your own P&L, and then watch companies similar to yours able to raise a Kickstarter round of funding that can help hire a bunch of people, right? I think the difference in that capacity that I've seen is, and this is something I think that's related to systemic racism, and a history of not being allowed to build generational wealth. It's when an African American founder starts a business or goes into entrepreneurship, oftentimes they're doing it at a supremely high risk, as there is oftentimes no safety net. I think, moreover, it's tough to identify the network you need in order to find funding early on. So I think, the hill is, a decent amount steeper, and the fall is a little harder. So you lead with a sort of caution, maybe not others.
Absolutely. Dan, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, those are great. I would concur with Sinmi and Ahmad for sure. I talk to founders and I ask this question explicitly when I do my podcast. So I do hear some of the themes that have already been echoed, but definitely there's a sense of we talked about resilience and grit and the ability to execute. With somebody who's not a Black founder, that could be seen as an advantage, whereas for Black founders, it's kind of the table stakes to get in the game, to even be there. And so I think there's some examples like Ahmad mentioned. Sometimes you're starting a company, somebody else is starting a company, you're much farther along than they are, but yet funding seems to have come easier for them. And so when you start to look at connecting some of these dots, it can be perplexing as to what else could be the answer. Yeah. But I also think that there's some definite advantages in that we don't take things for granted. We definitely don't have a sense of entitlement. At least that's what I've seen. And so, we work hard and we're willing to sort of like grind it out, which I think again that's the superpower of a great entrepreneur. It's just, knock me down and keep going. And that's, let's call it what it is. You walk outside your house with melanin in your skin, you got to deal with that every day anyway. Right. And so I think that Black entrepreneurs definitely have some unique challenges, but they also have some unique opportunities.
Agreed. Speaking of opportunities, one of the things that I hear a lot, I run, I've been a part of several different venture funds, and I run a ecosystem development group. One of the number one pieces of feedback we get when we talk about the lack of funding and some of the barriers that are when our founders are trying to launch and scale their companies is the pipeline. Folks who are doing programs, the number one thing that they'll mention is that they would love to invest in more diverse founders, but they just can't find them. Can you talk a little bit about that? And can you talk about like ways that you think that the investors could combat that, or things that you've seen work for founders of color to get investment or to get the funding to scale their businesses?
Want to go reverse? I'll hop in there on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I started my podcast for that, to refute that exact refrain. And to me, it was like I can do a 45-minute Google search, and it seems pretty obvious to me. I just saw a posting by Goody Nation, where he said, "I've talked to 2,500 Black entrepreneurs in the last years," and that blew me away because I've talked to hundreds, and I think there's so many great programs out there like yours, and Black Girls Ventures and Founder Jam, and also bigger programs like Techstars and Y Combinator, which are trying to ensure diverse pipelines, that there really isn't much of an excuse, I don't think, at this point. And so if I'm looking in that direction, my peripheral vision is going to run out over here, right? And so it's a matter of changing where you open your aperture to see it, because it's there for sure.
Excellent. Do either Ahmad or Sinmi, do you have something to add on that point?
Yeah, I would like to say that being a Black female tech founder, I haven't met any of my peers who actually started a business just for the sake of starting the business. There's always a deeper reason behind it, and usually it's more about generational wealth. I'm doing this for my kids. I have a 22-month-old son, and he's everything I think about as I'm building a tech business in the mining sector. So for me, it's more of like seeing the opportunity as, okay, this is a responsibility. My business is an instrument of change. I know that if I give this in a couple of years, if I'm making $50 million in revenue, that is $50 million for change, to be able to use to change the system and empower people that come after me. So, it's always more of a question of, do you want to make instrumental change, or you want to make radical transformational change? And I'm always for radical transformational change. And we cannot ignore the fact that there's systemic barriers, especially for founders that look like me, regardless of the resources in the accelerators and incubators that are doing their best. So I think it's not a matter of if we fit in. We don't have to fit in. I think it's more about raising the energy of creating new systems. We're being over mentored. I'm part of a couple of accelerators. They share very good resources. The connection are invaluable, like really top notch. But then at the end of the day, I still tell myself that I'm one of the few, and there's still Black women founders who are not able to take the risk that I'm able to take with a marriage, with a baby. Like, we're women, we just keep going. So I see it as an opportunity, especially with the pandemic, has presented opportunities in tech. Women have the opportunity, and I would encourage any Black female tech founder in the audience to, believe in yourself and take that leap of faith. Ignore the noises.
Absolutely. Excellent. Ahmad, did you have anything to add really quick?
Yeah, quickly. I really despise the pipeline issue that is heard in the world of entrepreneurship and also hiring, right? I don't think there's a pipeline issue, as Dan alluded to. There are a lot of Black founders out there, very talented, capable founders out there, and if there's an investor who truly is concerned about or thinks that there's a pipeline issue and is genuinely concerned about it, then what is that investor or that investment group doing about it, right? I think it's a great point that was just made is it takes dramatic radical change to fix something that needs a lot of fixing, right? We can't keep using the same solutions for problems that we haven't figured out how to solve. And I really think it takes a dramatic change in how these investors or investment groups are looking for Black entrepreneurs, if that's something that they're genuine about.
No, I 100% agree. I think one of the things that we've often taught in a lot of my programs is we try to really focus on solutions. That's it's a big, huge problem. And it's not, I think that we see the results of, but we try to focus on solutions. And so a lot of our programs have the tagline that we're focused on acceleration, investment, and revenue. And so that's where our goal is. It's like, how do we get the businesses that we work to on one of these paths? And so I'm curious if you guys can share with the audience some of the things that have worked for you in one of those channels. Acceleration basically meaning like jumping ahead in your business, your product, your distribution, your partnerships, investment on some tricks or things that you've used to get investment or things like that, or revenue. And like Cindy had mentioned earlier, really focusing on building revenue as a way to build your business. So I'm curious if you guys can share any of that might be helpful to the audience. And we can start with Cindy, and that's one of the pieces that she was talking about was doubling down on revenue. We can start there and then work our way around. She's in my upper left.
Okay. Yeah. So one thing that I think has worked for me is I wouldn't have come this far if not for relationships. Like, business is relationships. I grew up in Nigeria in West Africa, and I migrated to Canada about 10 years ago. And even though I got to work in public procurement in the oil and gas sector, those relationships I built through my journey helped me, even take the leap of faith to start my company in a new environment. And my company currently is one of the few Black-led companies that have been funded by what is called the National Research Council in Canada, so IRAP funding, where one of the few Black businesses have been able to get that. And I think, having that founder peer network has been very resourceful for me, because most times in tech, in Canada, most times I'm either the only Black woman in the room, and most of my founder peers are white males. But I've sort of been able to develop a relationship so that it's more of like allyship. So, you know, when it's like, okay, I need to do this, what do I need to get to? Like, always ask a lot of questions. I'm never embarrassed to ask questions. And I think like that's one of the key to being successful in building a tech business as a Black founder. Like, ask.
I like that. The peer founder to peer networks, not being afraid to ask questions. Do we have any other solutions to get acceleration, investment, revenue? Ahmad, Dan?
Yeah, I think relationships are wildly important, like Simi mentioned. Sometimes it's tough to develop a relationship if you don't already have a network. I found, but being wildly aggressive about the direction you want to be, which means, you know, don't take no for an answer. Don't be afraid to ask questions, many questions, as you mentioned. And don't shy away from somebody because of their title. I didn't have much of a network. I actually got into entrepreneurship because I was trying to figure out how to network and where to network. I started my own networking group, which grew. But even through that, you know, I'd connect with somebody on LinkedIn right away and shoot them a message in their inbox. You know, can we meet for coffee? I would love to hear more about X, Y, and Z. It's really on us to develop those relationships and kind of, you know, kick in every door you possibly can and while looking for the resources you might need.
I like that. No, I like that, especially the part about not being afraid to approach folks because of their title, and then building relationships. Dan, can you answer really quickly, and then we'll go to our last question?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of ways to answer the question for sure. There's lots of little tactics, but you know, one of the big things is confidence.
Yes.
Is telling yourself in every situation, I belong in the room. My voice is important. My company's mission matters. And no matter who I am on the outside, who I am on the inside is determined to solve a problem and impact the world. And if you enter every conversation like that, you know, there's a fine line between sort of like abrasive cockiness and confidence. Confidence is attractive and it's infectious. People want to follow you. They want to help you. Like, wow, this person's really going someplace, right? So project that, feel that. If you know, you obviously are starting a company, which takes a tremendous amount of courage and sacrifice. And so live in the confidence that led you to do that. So I see a lot of people that overcome the hurdles to business, revenue, customers, investors, partners, with sort of that ability to have unwavering confidence.
Confidence is 100% key. It's one of the top things we try to teach our teams. Okay, for closing, if anybody has any final words, one of the things that came up in the panel was people were saying or asking, you know, how can allies of Black founders, how can they help the issue? What can they do to enable just the overall equity, as you will, in the playing field and just good business relationships?
I could go first. Yeah. I think the first thing will be ask the founders how they can be helped, how should they help, and not just prefer the resources that they believe is ideal for the founders. I feel that is the first step, because we have to discuss things like this at the grassroots. And I believe that once conversations begin that way, you know, you're able to give direct, you know, solutions, right, to the founders. And sort of sometimes it's just about creating that connection, like a black founder, a black tech founder probably needs a connection. Okay, can you connect me to this person? Can you give me this access? Because I'm a black woman founder. I know what I want. I know, like I've dotted the T's, and I know that okay, if I need to, if I align myself with this partnership, I could possibly be able to put my tech business on this valuation. Like we create all that planning and all of that stuff, and it's just about starting the conversation and saying, okay, how can I help you? Tell me what you need right now. And I think so far that's key.
Agreed. Maud or Dan, closing words?
I'll go ahead. Yeah, I think I believe that these things are start at the ground level, one-on-one. And so Sinmi just gave us all a call to action. So you reach out to her directly as a specific person who you can help, right? And all of the things that involve allyship take courage and boldness.
Yeah,
and so that's the first step, is just to say, okay, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to, maybe this person will be like, I don't want to talk to you. Take the step, because Black entrepreneurs are forced to take those steps, and that's a big burden for Black founders, right? To always have to be the one to reach out. So in forums like this, in places where you have influence, reach out to people individually and see, just like Sinmi said, what, first of all, acknowledge, hey, I see you're doing a really amazing thing. I'm celebrating it. I mean, you're a startup. Startups come and go, but the fact that you're getting into the arena and taking it on, good on you, and we appreciate you. Now, what can I do to help? Right? And those conversations will carry themselves into places where you'll have ability to learn and be exposed and get diverse perspectives. But it doesn't have to be as complicated as a 50 step playbook of all these things. I mean, there's people who are experts at those, and I'm not dismissing them, but reach out to somebody, right? And see if you can help them, right? And all entrepreneurs need help. Every single one has something that is weighing on them, that's falling off the to-do list, that is a burden or a stress to them. And if for some magic reason you can solve that problem, that is going to be an awesome thing.
Our last 60 seconds, Ahmad.
Yeah, I'll say two things, both of which have already kind of been said anyways. I think it's, listen to the needs of an entrepreneur. And if they're like telling you, I think one of the easiest things you could do, that I've seen, it's helped me tremendously, and I've seen it help others tremendously, is make introductions. Don't be afraid to make introductions. Allow them to be part of your network. Another thing Dan actually mentioned too is, don't be fearful to be an ally, right? Like, Black people are not monolithic. We're all respond differently, and if somebody doesn't, you reaching out to them, it doesn't mean that you get to hide back in your shell. Get up and try again. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say 100% agree. I love that. No, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing panel, and I'm super glad again that we had all of you for Founders Live tonight. Really good points on solutions and options and ways to connect. And that's something that we always say across all of our programs, is there's no one simple answer, but really it's consistency. It's the consistency of trying. And I liked how somebody put in the comments, do it afraid. This is not an easy problem. So if you do it afraid, that you're going to have progress. So thank you all again. We thank you for your time, and thank you all for listening to us. And I will turn it back over to Nick.
And I thank you all, and so good to see those of you here, and some of you I've recently gotten to know a little better, but thank you so much. And all your stories are very, very important perspectives. And just want to say thank you. We're honored that you be on this panel. So thank you all. And so go ahead and I'll pull you off, all of you back off the screen. Monica, we'll come back to you in after we hear from Keisha. So go ahead and get ready to share your stuff. But good to see you all. Thank you so much. All right. And so we will take Monica off, and we are now transitioning to our next aspect of the show, and we're going to hear from some community partners and some community partners that have really helped really make impact in the community. And first and foremost, we have Keisha Rogers. How are you today? Make sure you unmute. There you are. Yeah.
I am great and so excited to be here, Nick. Thank you so much for having us.
For sure. So for all of you, Keisha has participated with Founders Life. Look, we just keep working together, keep crossing paths, and it's so fun. And we're really excited to further down the line announce some really cool things. But I would like you to share with us for a handful of minutes about Ally League, as well as Black Boxes and the things that are available that people can really work and support Black-owned businesses. So I'm going to pop off, and you have the stage for a while.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. We're such big fans. I say we because I'm representing myself and my co-founder, Sarah So. And we're big fans of Founders Live, and we're so appreciative of the support and the growth that we've been experiencing since our pitch a little over a month ago. As Nick said, my name is Keisha Rogers, and my friend Sarah So and I co-founded the Ally League in the fall of 2020, just last year, with the mission to do our part to end racism. And Sarah and I have been friends for years, and we have bonded over many things: our shared experiences as working moms in the biotech industry, having kids around the same age, dry sense of humor, but more than anything, it's been finding ways to make a difference in our communities and finding that both of us, together and apart, we're having a lot of conversations about race with our friends. And so, and this was before 2020. This is, in the years that we've been friends. And so last year presented a unique opportunity for us. The pandemic had us both overwhelmed, like the rest of the world, managing our jobs, remote learning for our children, and trying not to go stir crazy while feeling trapped at home. It seemed like more than we could manage. And then the US experienced a reckoning when it comes to the prevalence and the cost of racism, particularly in the form of Black lives. And so when that reckoning started with the video circulating of George Floyd's murder, Sarah and I saw a pattern, and we noticed that our friends, our families, our neighbors were struggling to process what was happening, to understand how they missed the racism that was hiding in plain sight, and more than anything, to figure out what to do about it. They were feeling really, really deeply that something needed to happen, but didn't see a path for them to make a difference, to help make things change. And so Sarah and I saw this unique opportunity. Even though there was a lot going on in our lives, neither of us can resist trying to solve a problem. And we thought that we might have a solution to this. We noticed that because of the pandemic, no one could look away from the news. And so there was this motivation that comes from seeing a problem that you can't look away from. And we wanted to take as much advantage of that focus to make as big a difference as we could in as short a time as possible. And so we came up with the idea of helping close the wealth gap. What we were specifically looking for was something to help turn all of that feeling that everyone was feeling, the need to change and the empathy for Black people and what we experience in the US every day. How do we turn that empathy into action that actively dismantles the system? And we thought, let's tackle one of the behaviors or practices that can really make a difference. As you've heard in the panel, and as you heard Nick talk about at the beginning of our time here tonight, there are fewer opportunities to be successful for Black entrepreneurs. And we wanted to find a way to help close the wealth gap and provide more of those opportunities. And so we do that through what we call Black Boxes. We curate boxes of gifts and snacks to provide them to people as a way of exposing them to the fantastic Black-owned businesses and Black-owned products that exist largely here in the Seattle area, but also in other parts of the country. And so I'm going to show you a quick picture here. And so you'll probably see this behind me. Black boxes are beautifully curated boxes filled with Black-owned products, like I said, largely from the greater Seattle area right now. They include things like beverages, snacks and treats, skincare, beauty items, jewelry, games. Black History flashcards are a big popular item, and household items and decor. We also include a Compassionist keychain. It's a tagline that we love for uniting in love and grace. And instead of dividing in anger and hostility, that's our tagline. And so we curate these things to bring joy to people, to expose them to products they might not otherwise be aware of, and to promote and support and amplify Black-owned businesses. We started the company in September. We launched our first box in November and experienced more success than we had anticipated. Our goal at the time was to sell 50 boxes in a few months. We thought if we could get 50 people to get behind this, that we would be in good shape. And what we found straight away is that it was far more popular than we had anticipated, and so there's demand for it. But the other thing that we found is that people were as connected to our mission as they were to the products themselves. And that if we just share these products, there wasn't a need necessarily for them to buy box after box after box of the same thing. So people have done that for gifts. What we want to do is drive support to the entrepreneurs and companies of the items in the boxes themselves. So right now we launch a new box every quarter. And so about every season, we have a summer box coming out in just a few weeks. But we've also created some special editions, like we have a series of Puget Sound edition boxes that are exclusively curated from companies here in the greater Seattle area. So we have had a fantastic response. Really, it's overwhelmed us how much the products resonate with folks, how exciting it's been to get to know these fantastic entrepreneurs and to be able to support the businesses in some way. And so, yeah, that in a nutshell is what we do at the Ally League, and we've got so much more planned in the future. But right now, we're just happy to share our message and happy to share the messages of the messages and products of the companies that we support.
Absolutely. And you've heard it here first. We are also really excited to create with you some of these boxes, and they're going to be from Founders Live companies and Founders Live products. Everyone just pay attention, keep your eyes peeled on that announcement coming down the line, but we're excited to do this with you. So I love it.
Thank you. We're so excited too, and we're excited to make a difference.
Well, good. Keisha, thank you so much. So congratulations to you, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Okay, on to our next one. And Monica, if you could walk through and share your screen. So we're going to bring Monica up from the BCPA, and there's her screen, but we need to actually have you go to actually, can you go to the tab that you have your slides on? So actually, I'll have you stop sharing your screen. So go ahead and remove that. We'll have her reshare the screen and share a tab that has your slides on there, and then we'll walk through that. But so excited for BCPA, Black Channel Partner Alliance. To give a little background, we actually met through another partner organization, Women in Cloud, and that Founders Live really supports. We do a lot of work with Women in Cloud, and we connected one of their, actually Frank, if you're watching from BCPA, actually reached out to us, and we started talking, and we're excited to really partner. This is one of the first projects that we're going to put together. So I'm excited to hear from you, Monica. Should we just continue, or are you able to share that screen?
It will not let me share just the screen. It's
okay.
It's not liking it.
Let's just have you continue and just share with us a bit more about what we have going on with BCPA.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, BCPA is the Black Channel Partner Alliance, and we're a community of CEOs of Black-owned tech-owned companies pushing and challenging one another to reach new heights and to have a positive and lasting impact in our community. For us, we have some really specific 3-year goals. We want to develop and increase 100 Black Channel partners. We want to add $100 million of net new revenue, and we want to add 800 tech jobs. And we want to include in that 1,000 digital transformations. And so there's a large team of us, including the founding board. And we're really, really excited to be here to partner, as he mentioned, with Founders Live. The founding original board included Jason Walker, Frank Valadivicio, Nyasha Tundwani, Jason Roberts, Danny Suk Brown, and Lauren Anderson, as well as Luis Valadivicio. And the group together knew that there were these opportunities with companies like Microsoft that have these immense partner networks set up that Black partners were not being represented in as strongly as the broader marketplace. And they wanted to increase that opportunity for these partners to be able to not only learn about all of the resources that were available from Microsoft, but also learn how to promote their business, become part of the Microsoft solutions, to get certified, and to increase the way that their businesses did business, gained new clients, and increase their revenue. And so we do that in a couple of key ways, one of which is we're really excited about is we're launching our first accelerator. The launch for that is June 29th. That's the first cohort of our accelerator. If people have tech or IT or managed services businesses and you're interested in joining a subsequent cohort, you can go to the BCPA website, and I'll give that URL at the end. But we have this 6-week accelerator that is really laser focused on helping these channel partners figure out how to build cloud profitability, to do a business readiness assessment, to look at their business strategy, to do cloud solution identification, selection, management, to figure out what applications and services and optimal packaging and pricing, to figure out their go-to-market strategy, and to figure out how to optimize their customer support channels. And so for us, we've been, the group was formed last fall, and we've had several events, both formal and informal, definitely several on the community side, including our original launch, which had over 350 founders, partners, and techies and technologists attend. That was a few months ago in March. But also in the midst, and you'll see the ability on the BCPA website to look at the BCPA partner directory. We had also the Black Founder Circle event for women founders, the BCPA community platform, which we are in the midst of launching, as well as our ability to help our partners one-on-one with direct mentoring and things like this accelerator program. Couple of key things that we've already been able to accomplish that we're super excited about is that we were able to unlock, we've been ongoing since the beginning, able to unlock new opportunities for BCPA members, including one of our members who is currently working on a new $80 million opportunity with a Microsoft GSI partner, including creating a database of Black-owned tech companies that can work within the federal government marketplace. Including multiple opportunities to get certification. We were able to develop and deliver on behalf of our partners who have sponsored scholarships to different certification programs and things like that. So it's an all-around comprehensive community that is laser focused on developing the ability for Black tech CEOs to flourish. And so we're super excited to partner today with Founders Live. We're super excited to get this chance to kind of share our mission with the world as in one of our many corporate opportunities and one of our many community opportunities. But outside of that, we really want you all to take some time and go to the BCPA website. It's I'll put it in the global chat, but it's www.bcpalliance.com. And with that will have the ability for you to learn more about what we're doing, sign up for our information, sign up for the ability to learn when the next accelerator cohort is coming up, we have monthly power hours. We have, when we have key opportunities, we make those available to those who are on our mailing list first, including we also have tomorrow a community hour event at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is laser focused on, again, direct, we talked about that earlier during the panel. How do you build these relationships? How do you get this network? We have tons of those networking opportunities with several of the Microsoft partner groups who will be there as part of our setup for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So a lot of really great opportunities to engage, and we're super excited to be a partner with Founders Live. And thank you, Nick, for giving us this opportunity to chat a little bit about what we're doing.
You're welcome. Monica, thank you so much being a part of this. Been working with you to coordinate this. And again, we express our support and our thanks to BCPA and Microsoft, obviously, as well, to be a part of this and a partner. Thank you.
And I'm so excited. Nick will announce it later, but I'm definitely excited that Microsoft is able to sponsor the first prize for the pitch competition tonight. And so you guys will be really, really impressed with the prize that's coming. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you on the other side.
All right. Thank you. Pull her off. And hey, we're just cycling through some really amazing people. This has already been such a great show. Next up, we have a really special person. Not only is what she's doing in PR, amazing person in public relations, but she's also a team member and is a city leader for Founders Live. We have Kajenwa. We're going to bring her up. And what's up?
This is how we greet each other, right? What's up? Big, 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 big. I love it. What a great convo. Oh my God, I'm in love with this conversation. I've just been sharing it to all my networks because it's so needed. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm going to give you the stage. Tell us about Zebra PR, all the public relations, what you do, and then whatever's on your mind. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. Awesome. Hey, guys, my name is Kajenwa. It means happy welcome arrival. It's a Ghanaian name. I was born in Toronto, and then very quickly we lived in Senegal and West Africa, as well as in Paris. So I consider myself a child of the globe. And I was imbued very early with a sense of community, a sense of understanding that, cultural awareness is wellness, is wealth. And when I came back to Canada, they put me in a French school. And so I was one of the few Black people inside that community, but it just never really bothered me. Nothing about it was unusual. I was friends with people who had come from Lebanon, Syrian refugees. I lived in Little Italy. I mean, my friends were Portuguese, Italian, white, Black. I mean, it was just a true cultural melting pot. And for that, to Canada, I'm truly grateful, as our cultural landscape is one in which embraces all people in all their permutations and forms. And we're just uncovering now some of the trauma that some of the original Canadians had when the white settlers came, re-exploring that history and uncovering those wounds. And I started in film and TV really young. I was 18 when I got my first film role. I was so excited about that. I'd met Denzel Washington, Whoopi Goldberg, a lot of these Black and brown actors, and even white actors that I respected and admired. I studied what made them stars. I studied what made them famous, what made them compelling, what made people want to gravitate towards them. And I decided that I would incorporate that knowledge for future use, right? I ended up working as an actor on set. Often I'd get film parts, but maybe I was the best friend or the sister or maybe the prostitute or the crackhead. And I never had any control over what my part would be. So I soon pivoted and went behind the scenes, decided I'm going to work more on the production side of things. And so my first project was when Jamie Foxx, you remember Jamie Foxx, right? Well, he had played Ray Charles in the film Ray in 2002. And that was my first opportunity to work on a large scale film set and work with producers and managers and cater to celebrities. Well, when I got to New York, I decided on a whim I would move there and start from scratch, start from nothing. And I got bit parts and few roles here and there, and that was great, but nothing substantial, nothing that could offer me the type of money that I was imagining that I could bring in for myself. And I tried a few things. I knocked on Puffy's door. I didn't even have my papers yet. And Puffy had a restaurant called Justin's and opened the door to me and said, we'll hire you. And I felt community immediately. It was so overwhelming that the minute I set foot in the United States, I was welcomed immediately by the Black and Brown communities. The Latinx communities embraced me, and I felt at home. And all this is to say that, you have companies like McKinsey today that are assessing that racism is a drag on America. If Black America, let's say, were its own country, it would be the 15 most wealthiest country if it were a country. And that, minority people can contribute 3.9 million are already, right? So you can see that the mentality has always been that we have very little to contribute, and then we uncover certain, ideas or certain criminal things that have happened, such as the Tulsa massacre, and then we realize how much wealth we actually have and how much we do contribute to society. So, later my work became real estate. I tried a couple things. I worked for some Wall Street brokers that have dropped out. And soon I found my way as an MBA. I found an oasis one day. None of all that worked out. What I had to do was follow my true passion, my true strength, which was to allow people to shine and help people to further their mission in becoming prolific and in leaving their legacy in this world. And that's what we do. We give hardworking entrepreneurs the visibility that they truly deserve. We get them exposure in press, in film, in media, in television, in print. We do this all day, every day. We work on back ends, front ends. We work behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. We work in the back of the house and in the front of the house, making sure that your SEO is perfect or that your ad is just so and that it shines just perfectly. And we do this work with so much love because we know that you entrepreneurs out there are worthy, that your legacy is yet to be published, and that's what we're here for.
Kajenwa, amazing. And we help people shine. That's it. I love that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's we all need that. We all need
that. We all need that. A lot of people talk about haters. Haters will kind of always exist. I think Biden was saying, hate hides, right? So, and my mom was saying, maybe it's a good thing now we're having this conversation about race, about how to make reparations, how to change course. Maybe we had to have this conversation. We were supposed to trust the process, as painful as it was, so that we could get to this point and make advancements. But yeah, that's what we do, is we let people shine.
Well, thank you so much. You all can get more information. It's in that chat, and definitely check it out. So thank you so much. Good to see you, Kajenwa. And we'll see you later, hopefully hanging out.
Toodles.
All right. Oh, wow. Okay, we have one more. We're moving forward here. We have one more great partner. I would say save the best for last, but we're all here. We're all great. So, but I'm gonna bring up Melissa Reeves, and she has, I hope, two things to really talk about. I don't know, maybe you're gonna choose one of them, but Melissa, the storyteller with Story Fruition, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Actually, I'm giddy. I'm giddy. Like when I'm seeing this room and there's so many people who I've already become friends with, like Kajenwa, she's my publicist. Didn't she do great? She is so great. And Keisha, we've worked with her and helped raise money for her. And Ahmad, we've partnered with him in a show that we helped raise money with Keisha. So that was great. And I can't wait to get to know Dan and Monica and Cindy. Like we're becoming friends.
That's what we do here. So I'm going to drop off, let you tell us what's going on. I'll be back.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, everyone. So I'm Melissa Reeves, and I'm the CEO of my company called Story Fruition. But I have two brands, and I'm going to talk about both of them. So Nick was like, I don't know what she's going to pick, but I'm going to do both. But let's start with Story Fruition. So I actually help. I'm a professional storyteller. So I actually get up on stages like the Moth, and I get up there and I tell personal stories. And I was standing in the Seattle University's business plan competition, and I kept watching these entrepreneurs get up there, and they kept doing the problem and a slide with the word problem on it and a whole bunch of copy. And then they go solution, and that's us. And then they have a whole bunch of copy, addressable market. And it was just data, data, data. And I realized we can break that model, because the data is important when you're pitching. We know this, but we're not going to remember your pie chart. We're going to remember your story. So you've got your left brain data and you got your right brain story. We need to bring them together. So tonight, you're going to see 5 presenters that I help them with their pitches. I am the only one in the show that knows what these presenters are going to be doing. So they have been working really hard. And the goal is that you can understand in 99 seconds that you're going to shake your head and go, I get it. I get what they're doing. I relate to it. I understand, because we've got characters that are having the problem, or we have a situation that the entrepreneur realized that's got to change, or that's an opportunity, or that's broken. We're going to fix it, or it's ready to add on and I'm going to do it. And what were the events that got me there? So every single entrepreneur has a story. I call it the story fruition. There you go. Hello. But there's customer success stories. There's stories where you failed, but you learned a ton. There's stories of the toughest customer you ever had and you turned them around. Those are stories that we can tell in business. So this work that I do on the professional stages that is more, personal and dramatic and whatnot, there's no reason that those pieces of what I'm doing out there cannot be brought into a boardroom. And so I work with CEOs, CFOs, founders, business owners, et cetera, and I help them become storytellers in any presentation that they're doing. And tonight, I was like, all week I've been in heaven working with this particular group, because it is important that our Black, Indigenous, and people of color even are seen more in the business world with valid ideas, right? Like, we get so caught up in melanin, which brings me to the second part of my brand. I am also a producer of a show that actually definitely came into its fruition after the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the succession of many horrible events that we saw last year. And I created a storytelling show that's called Melanin Stories Matter. And that's where we're taking the power of storytelling and we're amplifying the voices of Black, Indigenous, and people of colors so that we can, just like Keisha, that we can help start to become not just allies, but start working towards anti-racism more. Can we end it? I don't know, but we got to start. And I think we are, because there's a whole bunch of false narratives in our heads about people. Everywhere, we're all doing it, and it's all focused on this. I have melanin, just not as much, right? And why am I so judgmental? So that project is extremely important to me. We've produced 7 shows since September of 2020. Took a little break, and now we're about to do our next show, which will be in early September, and it will be called Growing Up BIPOC. And I'm looking for fun stories. So if you're a storyteller or you have a story and you want to share something fun in your family tradition, I would love to have that. I'm going to post in the chat our YouTube channel if you want to check out to see what Melanin Stories is about. We're taking on light shop projects, but definitely we're taking on some serious subject matters. And we joke, yes, I'm the white elephant in the room. And that's good, because it's the non-BIPOC families that probably need to hear these stories most of all. And so we have respectful conversations, and it's been an honor. So that's who I am. Tonight, we have 5 presenters. They're going to change the world. Listen carefully, watch their decks. Notice how there's not a lot of words. There's not a lot of words. There's not a lot of pie charts. We definitely want them to have their story be heard. So thank you for everyone being here, and it's a pleasure. And Nick, mwah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Melissa. It's so great. And I love how both of your things wrap together. And here's what we're celebrating tonight. It's just beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Great show.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And wow, look at this. So many great stories, such great content. And we're not even at the pitch competition yet. So I'm going to bring back up my slides, and we are at the point now where we're going to move into hearing 5 great pitches from 5 great, amazing founders tonight. So running through that list, we have DigiPatient, we have Taliza Africa, Convic, we have Clean, and then we will end with C-Focus Software, and he will tell about his exact product that they're building. So very first, or before we go through that, I want to tell you that, hey, you, the audience, are going to vote for the winner tonight. We have a winner of the event. What they do is we're going to go through 99-second pitches. So each one of these individuals has 99 seconds to pitch. Then there will be questions from you, the audience, and myself, but questions from you as well. We want you to ask questions, but we're going to vote at the end. So feel free to scan that right now. We also have a link that's below this video box. So you will see this QR code again. We'll get a chance to vote at the end, but this is the order. This is what we're going to do. We're excited to thank the Microsoft for the winning package. They are offering a fast track into Microsoft for startups. The program, which is really a referral program, it's hard to get accepted and into. And this includes $120,000 of credits for Azure cloud hosting. That's amazing. Also, technical support and access to resources to help them secure customers. Also, we have some offers from Zebra PR, as well as the Founders Live podcast interview. And that's with myself. You get on that Founders Live podcast. We're excited to hear that. And then qualifying for Founders Live Primetime, which is our global competition. And this winner will slide into the qualification for North America, or depending on where they're located, but most likely, whatever region they're in. So excited for this. And you are the audience. Please chat, please ask questions. The beauty of Founders Live is when you engage and ask them, what's the business model? Who's your customers? Or, what target market are you looking for? Please, and help me, because I don't want to be asking all the questions. So I want you all to ask those questions. You can do that in the chat. So you've been doing it already. So feel free as they're pitching. I know it takes a little while because you're like trying to listen to the pitch, but please ask those questions. Are you ready for the time? So our first presenter, we have DigiPatient, and I need Andrew to share his screen. Please get ready, share your screen. We're so excited for this first presenter. We've got that. All right. Andrew, I'm going to add you to the screen. How are you doing tonight? And you're on mute, so make sure you unmute yourself. There you are.
Nick, thank you so much for letting me be here. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, man. Yeah. How you feeling?
Great. Absolutely great. Elated.
Elated. Okay, so I'm ready. You have 1 minute 39. I'm gonna pop off the screen, but whenever you're ready, you start your pitch, man.
Cool. Thanks, Nick. It's 2 p.m, and Sean just made it to his doctor's appointment. 5 days prior, he had gotten in a car accident and has had migraines ever since. It needs to be checked. The nurse hands him a ton of forms to fill out, and he spends over half an hour doing so. He was looking for his ID card and policy number. Hell, he was looking for his molar. He got a molar removed. So has this ever been you scrambling around to look for things at the doctor's office? Well, enter DigiPatient. I've created a cloud-based mobile patient engagement solution that allows patients to fill out forms from their mobile devices from anywhere in the world. DigiPatient can be white labeled for telemedicine providers to resell, and can even be sold directly to clinics so they can become a more paperless and sustainable facility. What started out as a simple idea has now blossomed into a beautiful opportunity to become a leader and standard in the mobile patient engagement space. In just 4 short months, I've earned the first ever Emerging Genius Award given by the Y'all in Recruiting and Talent Boutique in Las Vegas. I've reached 80% completion of my MVP, and my team, we're going to revolutionize the electronic medical record space. We've got a neuroscientist who sits in our advisory, computer software and cybersecurity experts, as well as a healthcare sales representative. We've received interest from the You Are First Home Health Clinic, Neurology Center of Las Vegas, and the Desert Orthopedic Center. So I'm looking for investors and mentors to help me convert my team to full-time members so we can bring DigiPatient to market in 2021. And with your vote, you can help me, Andrew Germain, bring the company I founded, DigiPatient, to life. Thank you so much for your support.
Man, such a good job. Such a good job. Andrew,
Thanks.
thank you. Like, awesome. So what I would like to ask first is, and everyone, I know you're watching, there's a bit of a delay with our live and, watching on the stream. So make sure you write some questions. But the first one is, I really would like to, coming to market, your go-to-market strategy, talk to us a little bit more about that. Like, how have you come into this market? Specifically, we just had a health pandemic. So was it harder, easier? What angles did you take into this in this market?
So currently, with as how much development that I do have, I'm talking to, let me go back to this real quick. I'm talking to You Are First Home Health Clinic to understand their pain points in their daily lives at work. So once I have created what they're looking for, which I'm near completion, we'll roll into pilots and see how it works in real time, every day and day to day throughout the months and things like that, and then tweak it as need be. So that's the current go-to-market strategy in terms of like ground level using it to get it into other clinics, specialty clinics. I want to use the infrastructure as a service go-to-market strategy by way of white labeling it. So what that means is I'm company A, and we have UpDocs or Kaiser Permanente or Epic who needs DigiPatient because they want to roll out a new patient engagement service. They buy it, they purchase it from me, and then they label it as the new Kaiser Permanente 2.0. They download it. And then the other one is directly to the clinic. They're a new clinic. They just need somebody a way to make their forms and send it out to their patients. Then they can go directly to us for a little more expensive because we're offshore with all of our infrastructure being stood up there. And then we can go to them for the market as well. So that's what that looks like.
We've got, let's talk about HIPAA compliant, and do you need to be? And if so, how do you stay HIPAA compliant?
Yeah, so HIPAA compliance is a big deal, if not the biggest deal in healthcare. And how I plan to become HIPAA compliant is I have a representative by the name of Vinny Mello at a company who audits companies to become and stay HIPAA compliant. He's a great a mentor of mine so far and reference, and he's letting me know that as soon as I'm ready, he'll give me the audit checks, the checklists, and everything to look at my software and check by check, chart by chart, look at what I need and where I'm insufficient, and then become HIPAA compliant. And then it's not just like a one-time done thing. You got to make sure you're consistently compliant. And my background being in cybersecurity as well, all I was doing my first job in tech was making things HIPAA compliant. So I understand how it works very well, and I'm excited to do that for healthcare.
Awesome. We have another question. Let's just talk about competitive advantage over maybe some other competitors of patient portal apps.
Sure, that's a great question. I'm excited to talk about it. So currently, I'll take 2 examples. Kaiser Permanente, for example, they will have a patient portal that only faces the patients, where I, as a patient, can use it and see my next doctor visit, see my prescriptions and things like that. But there's no way for the doctor, the administrator, to have a mobile way to view that. They have to go back to their website, their Epic or Kaiser Permanente login screens that have so much information that it's really difficult to digest. And with DigiPatient, I'm looking to, have both sides of the sword there, where they have a user-friendly mobile way, even on a tablet, to view patient information, create custom forms for their patients to fill out with digital consent. And then the other side of that sword is that the patient can go on, see that form, have it auto-filled because we're in the digital age, and then send that stuff back to the cloud and go to the doctor's office and have it be a contactless transaction of information. So given it's COVID-19, we're going to be social distancing for a long while. So having those more sanitary places at the office can be helped and improved by way of DigiPatient.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, hey, that's our time. It goes quick. Yeah, I know it does.
That was fast.
I know, man.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Great pitch. DigiPatient. So cool. Definitely stick around. Make sure that you're hanging out as well for the networking, but stick around, man. All right?
I will. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, great job. Amazing stuff. All right. We are going to our next presenter is James. James, join us here and make sure that you are sharing that screen like we walked through, and let's get you your slides up here. So James is joining us, everyone, joining us from Nairobi, Kenya, all the way from Nairobi. And James with Taliza. James, how are you today? How you doing, James?
Awesome. I'm great. It's almost morning, but I'm great.
Almost morning. It's what, 2, maybe 3 a.m. there? Am I correct with that?
No, it's almost 4:30.
Oh, 4:30 in the morning. Everyone, I hope you understood that. We have James here all the way from Kenya. Whenever you are ready, you have the stage. Go ahead with your pitch.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nick. It's awesome to be here. And that's we can kick off now. 2012 was a significant year for Kenya. The digital migration took place. We no longer had single state-owned and controlled media. The fragmentation of media, mobile and internet growth that resulted created a problem and an opportunity that we have a solution for. Introducing Teleza, the first and trademark mobile content aggregation and advertising platform on the smartphone's lock screen. Teleza is Swahili for swipe in a simple, fun, innovative, and convenient way. 40% of the 50 million handsets in Kenya are smartphones. We are building a Teleza community and have over 30,000 users in just 2 months and growing. Advertisers who benefit from the lock screen's omnipresence, and 55 plus publishers who get additional assured eyeballs as they deliver over 150 stories daily. In addition, through partnerships with the leading telcos, the users benefit from free internet and gamification. We have a multi-skilled, kick-ass founding team. And in addition to asking for your votes, we have bootstrapped since February 2018, and we are now ready for investors and advisors to help us scale in Kenya and Africa. Who is ready to join us on this journey? Thank you, and I'll answer any questions.
James, great job. Great job. It's almost 4:30 in the morning there, and you're delivering an amazing pitch. And everyone, let's get some questions going. You might be wondering, depending on where you are in the world, not fully aware of some of the dynamics of, the media space and all the telephony over there in that part of the world. So let's go with, what would you say in terms of, describe a little more about, these markets and industries you're focused on first. Is there any specific companies or industries that you want to bring this to more specifically?
Certainly. Teleza, as much as is a mass market product, the business model is ad funding. So we are looking at the main corporates, but we are also looking to build part of Teleza that will deal with mass market small businesses. Yeah.
Oh, great. And Naisha asks, what is the size of the opportunity? Talk to us a little bit more about that.
In terms of, as I said again, Teleza is a mass market product. In Kenya alone, we've got over 50 million handsets. 40% of those are smartphones. So already that's a 20 million in terms of user base, addressable market. In terms of spend, and especially with COVID-19 being a reality, a lot of the advertising, or most of the advertising spend, is moving to digital. The market is about 20 billion shillings. That's about $220 million, I would say. And that's a market that we are looking to attack.
Very good. You know, this question is really about, talk to us a little bit more about how the plans charge for data by the unit, and that dynamics of, you know, as you're designed to save bandwidth, you know, how does this, like, talk to us a little bit about the shift that this can make, the improvement this can make when especially those plans charge a lot for data usage and by the unit.
Yeah, the one thing happening in this part of the world to drive internet usage is highly subsidized data. The other thing we are doing is we are in advanced talks with all the three major telcos to provide special data bundles for Teleza users. Preferably, we would want to provide the data free. We've got a loyalty program that we built into Teleza, where the users earn points as they use the application, and then those points convert into data as well. So either way, we are looking at ways of heavily subsidizing data for the users to drive the usage that we are looking for.
Oh, very good. Yeah. You know, Naisha is just mentioning, you know, 30,000 in 2 months. That's incredible. Maybe talk to us a little bit about, you know, what was that initial go to market in terms of getting, you know, a certain amount of that, you know, that 30,000 in a short period of time. What maybe tip or two would you suggest to founders to go and get some of that traction?
What we did just before COVID, we had the first cases of COVID around March last year, is we decided, since Teleza was a mass market product, we decided to identify the youth as the big drivers for usage and uptick. So we went around to about 25 universities, built partnerships with them, and through about 300,000 student population that they have, use that to drive the numbers, not just for the youth, but to the mass market. And of course, I mean, not ignoring the use of social media, Facebook, Twitter, or the social media outlets available here. So that's what we've done. And then after that, after some point, through WhatsApp, it starts going viral, and that's how we've gotten those numbers.
Yeah, very good. If any one of you watching, if you work with anyone international, if you're in the United States, WhatsApp is by far the you know, the mobile app that is most used, and you all, especially in Africa, it's a very valuable tool, huh?
It is, certainly.
Yeah.
SMS as well. We do use SMS, but WhatsApp, because also it's free. You know, it has really helped us.
Very good. Well, James, thank you so much. Congratulations. It's great to have you a part of the show. And
thank you.
Like I said earlier, you know, just for you choosing to be here in the middle of your night, great work, and good things come from that.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here, as I said.
Yeah, awesome. All right. See you later. Oh, wow. That's amazing. So cool. So cool. We are moving on. And we have Convic up. We have Desmond. Really excited to bring on Desmond.
Can you
And
guys hear me?
yeah, there you are. I'm going to pop. There you are, Desmond. What's going on?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great.
Good, good. Well,
Great.
hey, you've got the stage. The clock is set. Whenever you're ready, it's all you.
Thanks very much, Nick. So Peter here is a remote worker. He has to stay remote because of his young child here. He's been very productive working from home, but did not get the promotion he was up for. His buddy, who is always in the office, actually got it. See, Peter, like millions of remote workers, feel forgotten. But it does not have to be that way. Enter Convinc. Convinc's virtual office gives Peter an in-office presence so he can feel like he's with the rest of the team. To show you what Convinc is like, this is me and my other co-founders hanging out in our break room. Convinc's rooms are fully customizable, and each room serves a specific purpose. With our Slack integration, Peter's colleagues can easily know when he's in his office. They can hop in for a quick chat. Meetings can be held in our conference rooms, and Peter can actually build genuine relationship, have great conversations in our break room, something he's not been able to do working remotely. Since launching, our users have spent over 3,000 minutes on our platform, hosting 600 unique meetings. We've also had trial runs with 10 other remote teams. Some of them are listed here. So this is our team. We met and graduated from Cornell about 5 years ago, and I'm actually finishing up my PhD in machine learning at Georgia Tech. Our goal is to raise $500,000 to propel our business to the next level. We hope to get your vote as we change the future of remote work. Also, go get your own personal office and keep it forever at convinc.com. Thank you very much.
Great work, Desmond. Love it. Love it. Great story. And hey, I can see I can see the coaching and influence. So Melissa, great job also, but so great. All right. So for everyone, ask those questions. We want to see them fly in. What would be, you mentioned raising some money. So what would be your, I'm looking for the question, but talk to us about what you would, if you raise the amount that you wanted to, what's the desired spend? What do you want to grow? How do you want to grow? And what would you do with that investment money?
So our desire now is to just expand. We have a fully functioning product, MVP. We actually have some customers using it now. Considering we have 3 technical founders, we're really good at building, but our struggle has been in sales. So that's where we will spend our money, marketing and sales.
Oh, perfect. I think that's great. So we have, when is the Teams integration coming out? So this is a Microsoft focused event, or at least an audience that's definitely Microsoft focused. And, obviously you got Teams there, great product. When would you say there's an integration going to be built for that?
So we wrote out our Slack integration. We built very quickly. It took us a week. So I can tell you that in the next month or so, we'll have our Microsoft Teams integration ready. We've actually been thinking of it over the past few weeks.
Very soon, everyone. Very, very soon. Awesome. We got love this. So cool. So another question would be, talk to us a little bit more about, what markets and industries. I really like that question around what markets, and is there any specific industries or markets that you're finding might be good first users or first customers for you?
Yeah, so one of our main targets right now is actually co-working spaces. We realize that a lot of these people renting co-working spaces don't have their own personal link. What we've seen is that people are actually using some generic Zoom link as their actual personal meeting, which is not optimal. So we're actually targeting co-working spaces. We're also just targeting small and remote teams, any distributed teams where people feel very disconnected. Personally, I actually worked for a bigger company last summer. As an intern, I just felt not connected to the rest of the team. So a platform like this solves that. So more or less any distributed team should do.
Very, very interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that team that we're looking at right here?
Yeah, I mean, these are like my best friends. We're incredibly hard on each other because we obviously want the best. Shaosheng, he was my roommate since freshman year. Vivek, friends from freshman year. We're all electrical and computer engineers. We've been building a lot of products over the years. This is actually our second venture. We've learned a lot, and we know, we've studied the users, and we know exactly what works. And so we're ready to really, change the future of remote work.
So great. Last question here. Is VR presence a possibility? Talk to us a little bit about how you see just this evolving and maybe even utilizing some virtual or maybe augmented reality.
I mean, this is something we'll have to, figure out, working with our customers. Initially, when we started, we wanted to go down the VR route, but in the co-working space, we thought maybe that might be a little distracted, not a bit of distraction. But over time, as we talk to our customers, identify what they want and their needs, this could be actually a route we can go.
Oh, so great. Desmond, great job. I want to congratulate you on that pitch. Perfect timing and really interesting idea. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, stick around. And we are now going to bring up our fourth, which will be Diana. And so as we bring that up clean, we have Diana and we got her slides here. We are ready. Hey, Diana, how are you tonight?
I am doing very well and really excited to be here, Nick. Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, that's a clean slide in general. I'm like, I love the slide. I'm like, that's clean. And then all of a sudden it's that. So how about that? And so excited to hear your pitch. So you are ready whenever you go ahead, and we got the timing for you.
I came to the United States when I was 18 years old from Kenya with a dream to be an engineer. The reality was it was really expensive, so I started cleaning. I remember being in the light rail and seeing a cleaner literally carry a bucket and a mop to the light rail, and it struck me how cumbersome and filthy that is. That means although the homes look clean, they're probably transferring mold, germs, and fungi from one household to another. Big companies make this mistake too. Clean equips the household and prevents this, and the cleaner travels light. I also found out that it's hard for cleaners to find reliable cleaners, and as much as for cleaners to find reliable clients. Not only that, cleaners hate not getting to keep their cleaners. So I created Clean, a clean and cleaner app, mobile applications that connect homes and home service providers efficiently and effectively, focusing more on Black, Hispanic, and immigrant communities because they are the ones who are the most affected. We have partnered and published in a dozen media outlets from companies such as Better Business Bureau and named U.S. leadership in crisis during the International Rescue Dinner. Our target market is Phoenix area, and we're looking to expand nationwide. We have brought in our first seed investor, Bracken, the CEO of Logitech, and currently raising capital. This will be used to equip more homes, gear cleaners, and bring developers in full time. I'm looking forward to your vote to get us closer to our 2021 goal. Thank you, and keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Perfect. Love the ending there. Diana, this is amazing. So everyone, get those questions. This is like really interesting stuff. I want to, the question is not just who's your biggest competitor. It's kind of more like what else is out there, and then talk to us a little bit about that differentiation that you see and what you would say for, to use Clean versus maybe another option out there for organization of the cleaners.
Oh yeah. So our competitors first are not keeping cleaners first. That's their biggest problem. They're keeping the clients first. And we realize if you keep the cleaner first, they will take care of you more And also, we are putting more money into the cleaners' pockets. Majority of our companies are charging before, and they're also charging for dead leads, which is not helping the cleaner. It's just putting them back in trying to break even instead of making income and revenue in their own company. So in general, we keep our cleaners first. We equip them. We make sure that they're taken care of so that they can take care of you.
Ah, very good. Great answer there. Great answer. We are right. So how do you ensure health and safety when doing transactions between the cleaners and customers? Talk to us a little bit how you handle that, and probably, especially now, we're just much more focused on health and safety than maybe we were a few years ago.
Absolutely. So we're already ahead of the game. We're gearing cleaners with face masks, face covers, even shoe covers and hand covers. This is not something that is done by our competitors or not even the bigger companies. We're also equipping the homes with the cleaning equipment. So it's not only just preventing things like COVID and colds from transferring from one house to another, but also mold and fungi from one house to another.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, how do you get in with all those cleaners? Is there a community online, or this is more like a customer user acquisition question?
Yes.
What's that? Talk to us about that strategy a little bit.
So I've been talking to leaders in our community in the Phoenix area, and right now we have about total 6,000 cleaners and cleanees who are waiting for the application to be live. We've already tested it with a few people, a few cleaners. They're currently using it to clean homes, but it will be public and available this summer. Oh,
great. And I think what's one more, I would say the last question is, is there, talk about pricing, and let's go back to that, maybe just a competitive analysis. How is the pricing structured, and where does it sit within that competitive market?
Absolutely. So compared to our competitors, we don't charge beforehand. We don't have any kinds of upfront fees. We've been looking at our competitors. Some of them charge cleaners $360. And for an average cleaner who doesn't have the right equipment, they're not a big business or small, medium business, it will take them 6 months to break even. We do not do that. We also don't sell dead leads like other competitors do. And the only type of fee that we have is 4 to 10% of the transactions in the application. We also reward our cleanees. Those are the clients. So we keep them in the application longer, and it generates repetitive revenue and income for our cleaners.
Perfect. Diana, thank you so much, and you did a very, very amazing job, especially given circumstances and everything you delivered, and it was such a great pitch.
Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yep, stick around. All right, pull you down. And hey, everyone, we are at the last presenter. We have one more presenter, and we're gonna bring up Jason here. We have C-Focus Software. Jason should see, there's your slides. Awesome. And we are ready to go. Jason, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, what's going on, man?
I'm doing well. How you feeling?
Good, man. I've really enjoyed watching all of these pitches. Great pitches and very impressive entrepreneurs.
For sure. All right, the stage is yours. You can start whenever. We got the time, 99 seconds, and I'm gonna pop off the screen. Okay.
All right, let's go. All right, everybody, let's meet Marcos. Marcos sells sensors and temperature gauges to federal government agencies such as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. NOAA needs thousands of sensors and temperature gauges that meet stringent cybersecurity requirements. The recent cyber attack of the Colonial Pipeline Company shows how important cybersecurity is. In order to meet these requirements, Marco's company needs to typically spend about 9+ months and over $1 million of manual labor to meet these cybersecurity requirements. So how is Marcos's company going to address this? Enter authority to operate ATO as a service. Dun dun. ATO as a service acts as an impenetrable vault around your cloud service, preventing data loss and identity theft. Best of all, ATO as a service reduces Marcos's timeline to 90 days and reduces the cost to less than $200,000. As a Microsoft Gold certified partner with 15 plus years of government compliance experience, we created ATO as a service to disrupt the government compliance process. ATO as a service has a total addressable market of over $500 million, including Marcos. So we are seeking investment. We're seeking personnel for exponential growth in 2021. So please join us and please vote for us.
Great job, Jason. So crazy. This is amazing. Really, really interesting concept. And talk to us a little bit more about ATO as a service in terms of, dive into that a little more. Obviously, we have like SaaS, software as a service, and I can see where you're going, with this product and this kind of like starting to kind of name it. But let's dive a little deeper on that. And then as we wait for more questions from the audience, talk to us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So there are literally thousands of cloud services that are out there that the government wants to use. And there is a process. There's a cybersecurity process that any of these cloud services, if they want to sell to the government, that they have to go through. Very, very labor intensive, very expensive, very time consuming. So what ATO as a service does is we automate and we expedite that process to go through the cybersecurity requirements you need to sell to the government.
Okay. Right. And, because it's like a very laborious process. I mean, there's got to be a lot of layers to that. It's an industry I'm not very familiar with, and I don't even want to go there. But
yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where right now the process, the alternative to ATO as a service, everybody does this manually. They send you like 10 consultants that will sit with you. If you are a cloud service provider and you want to sell your service to the government, you will hire a company normally that will send you like 10 consultants. They will sit with your engineers. They will basically take your engineers away from what they normally do on a daily basis so that you can work on all of the cybersecurity requirements. But what we do is something totally different. We have automation. We have software instead of humans doing this work. And we like to think of our service as a vault around the cloud service that protects all of the data in the cloud service, and it prevents some of these problems that we've been seeing, like this, these recent cyber attacks that we've been seeing.
That was kind of where I was going to go. It's getting worse. So tell us a little bit, we'll get to this, what do you need most right now, but tell us a little bit about when you see these, they're increasing in size and really threat. How would ATO as a service help that specifically?
So automation is the key to this. So the less you have human error involved in the cybersecurity process, the better your cybersecurity is going to be. And so what we do is we enable these cloud services to move away from humans maintaining the cybersecurity requirements, and instead, let's have an automation software that'll check multiple times per second instead of you having to check manually, just a couple of times a week. That's probably the biggest thing that we do to change the process.
I see. And what do you need most right now? What, in terms of people watching, there might be individuals from large enterprise companies here. What would you want, or what does the company need most, you would say right now?
So we definitely need expertise. Our biggest need is getting the best and the brightest in terms of AI, in terms of cybersecurity, and in terms of the roadmap of federal government agencies, so that we can actually present our software to those cloud companies and to government agencies that would be interested. It's all about the expertise that we need at our disposal.
Okay. Well, you all heard it here. That's what he needs. Jason will be around. He'll be in the networking as well to chat, hang out. Hopefully you can meet with them as well. So Jason, great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
So good. So good. All right. We'll pull you down there, pull you down. And hey, everyone, we are now at the point in the show where it is now time to vote. So what we're going to do is, this is the QR code. Go ahead and scan that. There is a link down below this video box, and we will also post it in the chat. That is the voting link. All right, and we're going to take a handful of minutes, probably 5-6 minutes, and we are going to vote. And so it's time to vote for which company, which pitch you felt was the best of the night, the one you liked, the one that connected with you the most. And please definitely take time to vote. It's a simple form. Fill that out. We're going to spend a little time here. Such great pitches from all these founders, and this is so awesome. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to put up a slide that will still have this vote, and then we're going to throw on a little bit of tunes. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to put this up right there. Remove that. Okay. We're getting close, getting close. We have a close race here. One more minute, 30, maybe 30 more seconds. If you need to get a vote in, you better get it in now.
Beautiful guys, that's I'm the full.
All right, all right. Coming back in here. Amazing, amazing stuff. Just amazing pitches tonight. I want to make sure that you all founders are so happy and so satisfied with your performance tonight. You stepped up. You made an incredible pitch. You got confidence in this process, and you all are winners. So much so. But I want to take this opportunity to bring up our winner of the night. And without further ado, she is the winner of the night. Oh my gosh. And there she is. We're going to bring her on. Oh, Diana, make sure you're off mute, but hello.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cool. This is so awesome. How do you feel right now?
I feel awesome. Thank you to everyone that voted and came through. Thank you to friends that brought their friends and their families. Thank you so much. It's going to change a lot for the company. Thank you.
So proud of you. Look at this. You see what happens? You see what happens when we step up on these things, and it's so great. So, we want to spend just a few more minutes with you, and I always like to ask where the origins of this come from. There's got to be a bit of a story here. Tell us a little bit about why you decided clean and really helping out this specific industry.
So, the full story is I was pursuing engineering, and my last year of college, I dropped out due to finances, and I found myself cleaning full time. I used to use it to get my $200 books covered and my first winter clothes, and now I was doing it full time. And I really thought that I was a disappointment to my family, and it was a very dark time until I started meeting other cleaners in my community, and they had similar stories. They had very phenomenal stories, and I realized when looking with competitors that they're not taking care of their cleaners very well. So I decided that I'm going to create a mobile application / a software that's going to help cleaners and also elevate cleaners, help them grow, help them have their stories out there, just like how everyone's helping me have my story out there. So I'm really trying to build the Black, Hispanic, and immigrant communities and get them out of that poverty, especially the ones in the cleaning industry.
Yeah. And, look, being honest, like this is an industry and people that are they're not in the cleanest places. They're not treated maybe as well as they deserve. Yeah. So for you to really look at this and say, we're going to come in and actually make some impact, I think that's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the hard labor visa. That's something that is a long-term goal to help people in the cleaning industry, just hard labor industries, especially immigrants who are working and they can't get around very well. Just helping them get a visa and maintain a certain amount of hours of work so that they can have more freedom. I think they deserve that more than anyone else right now because they're the most affected.
Yeah. What's next?
What's next?
Yeah, what's next? Look at this. What's next now?
So this year, my goal is to have my developers full time. And with the help of Founders Life and winning this, we're able to do more because of the web services. We've been really being on budget and bootstrapping. So that's going to help us a lot. Also being with Microsoft for Startups, that's going to help us quite a bit too, just to expand our knowledge in tech. I think we've done a great job in terms of learning. Since the pandemic, we actually sat down and learned how to code in the pandemic. I can't imagine how far we're going to go with Microsoft in startups for startups. And also, I'm just really looking forward to help these cleaners. I'm looking forward to having them, just flourish in this industry and alleviate those challenges that they have.
Oh, so good. Well, Diana, stick around, hang out in the networking and in the chat. You can celebrate a little more. You deserve maybe a few minutes of breath though as well, and that's okay. So, but congratulations again. This is an honor.
Thank you, Nick. Likewise.
All right. So you will get more information from us, but again, the Microsoft offering is amazing, and definitely want to capture your story on our podcast. And everyone, check out our podcast. So it's great, and we'll have Diana on there and all this good stuff. So keep your eye out for that. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Thank you. Wow. That is absolutely amazing, and so cool to have. Just look at this. Just there's such great pitches, such great presenters. And I'm going to bring my slides up real quick again before we get done. So I want to just say congratulations to all of you all presenters. I can tell you right now that you prepared very well. You listened to our pitch coach, Melissa. I can tell when people listen to, especially Melissa, who's teaching and working that pitch through. So congratulations, you all presenters. You deserve it. And I just want to slide this in that, hey, if you're in a city, if you know that, hey, is there a Founders Live here in our city? Please reach out to us, expand.founderslive.com. If you are wanting to run a city, be a city leader, we take those in and then we will talk to you about expanding. Also, it's important that we mention right here as well, like this video again, subscribe to our channel. We have events happening all over the world. I mean, tonight we actually had Minneapolis that had an event tonight around the same topic, actually. And so Minneapolis happened earlier this morning. Earlier today, we had Madrid, Spain, had their Founders Live event. Tomorrow, we have 2 African events. We've got Harare, Zimbabwe, and we have Lagos, Nigeria. That's happening tomorrow, and those are on our YouTube channel. So we have events all the time. Would love for you to subscribe and be a part of Founders Live. And again, thank you all, especially our panelists. I want to thank all of our panelists for being a part of this. Your voice was absolutely helpful, inspiring, and really important to this conversation. Our sponsors, again, Microsoft, thank you. BCPA, thank you. This couldn't have happened unless you approached us and we talked and figured out that we wanted to put this on, and all, again, the presenters and all that. So we are now going into Kumo Space. The link is now again in the chat. It's also below this video box. Click that, jump in. All you need to do is plug in an email and you're able to get in there. We have our own room there. There is 2 rooms, I believe. So there's a few rooms, but you'll be able to kind of jump. Go in there, chat with people. I'll be in there soon. Our team will be in there. And hey, grab a beverage or whatever you want to do. Thank you all so much. And with that, that is the end of this first Founders Live Emerging Black Founders presented by BCPA. And we are here to tremendously support all entrepreneurs, no matter what they look like, no matter what they identify as, no matter where they live or they were born, and most importantly, who they identify as. You all deserve it. And that's why Founders Live is here. And as the entire organization, entire community, an entire industry is now uplifting that. So thank you all. I hope you all had a great time tonight. And please jump into the networking, hang out, talk, and we can have further conversation there. So until next time, we are signing off. This is Nick Hughes, Founders Live CEO. I'll see you later.